pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, roll call, please.
First District David Ham,
Here.
Second District Ronald Brewer,
Here.
Third District Charlie Brown,
Here.
Fourth District Pete Lindemoser,
Present.
Fifth District Christine Sid,
Here.
Sixth District Ted Bilski,
Here.
Seventh District Raymond Clark.
Present.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes.
Motion to approve minutes. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Rewards and resolution. Anybody care to take the?
I would, I move to approve a resolution in support of October as the Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Just get your mammograms. Ladies and gentlemen. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Do we have the resolutions or is?
Where are the
The
resolutions?
resolutions are being finished up and packaged right now. so
Ah,
Maybe skip ahead or something and come back to this.
we can do that, because I would have liked that read, but.
I think it's important to read some of
okay.
these.
Are your teams, oh, we don't have the resolutions.
The
Okay.
resolution was done.
Any
If you'd like me to go
acknowledgements?
get it,
Yeah.
that one's
Oh,
done.
that one's done?
Here they come. Here comes Terry.
Okay,
now.
here comes Carrie.
Running in with
All right, let me get this thing. All right.
You're on the.
That's the breast cancer.
Russ, you want to read this into the?
I could. Okay. Whereas, this is the resolution in support of October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas breast cancer affects millions of women and men and their families, either directly or through someone they know. And whereas currently there are approximately 4 million women in the United States with a history of breast cancer who are presently being treated or who finished with their treatment. About 15% of women with breast cancer have family members who have been diagnosed, and about 85% of breast cancer occur in women with no family history. And in 2024, the American Cancer Society establishes 720 women and 2,800 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer at an estimated 42,250 women will die from breast cancer in 2024. And whereas breast cancer represents 6.9% of all cancers and about 30% of new cancer diagnosis in women, and about 66% of breast cancer are diagnosed at a localized stage before cancer has spread outside of the breast. And whereas public awareness and education enhance the community's understanding of the need of early detection, as well as understanding of the issues affecting those with breast cancer. And thanks to awareness and advances in research, the 5-year survival rate has climbed from 67.5% in 1985, when October was first declared Breast Cancer Awareness Month, to 91.2% today. Great news. The Lake County Council continues to support October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in an effort to increase public awareness and education of breast cancer. Let it be resolved that the Lake County Council supports October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Lake County, Indiana. Christine Sid, Dave Ham, Charlie Brown, Randy Niemeyer, Ronald Brewer, Pete Linda Mulder, and Ted Bilski. Thank you. I'm sure many of us here know someone with breast cancer currently or have lost someone to breast cancer. I know I lost my mom. It's been quite a few years now, maybe about 20 years. But yeah, it's serious and you should all get your mammograms. Thank you. All right, resolution proclaiming September 16th through 2024 as National Adult Education. Someone want to carry that?
I can do that.
Thank you.
That's Pete.
Yep. And I do believe we have some special guests here, Lonnie and Samantha. You guys want to come up? I'll read this into the record and then maybe give you the opportunity to kind of expound a little bit further on what we've got here. And the president make a motion for the resolution proclaiming September 16 to 2024 as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week.
Is there a second?
Brundage.
Oh, motion made and seconded. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes.
If I could read this in.
Please do.
Yep. Resolution number 24-42, resolution proclaiming September 16 through 2024 as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. Whereas more than 43 million Americans can't read or write at the most basic level, while 62.7 million lack basic math skills, as well as the credentials and skills necessary to succeed in post-secondary education. And every year, 1 in 3 young adults drops out of high school. And American Action Forum estimates that America is short an estimated 7.5 million private sector workers across all skill levels. And adult education programs contribute to solving these challenges by helping Americans move along the continuum in their educational journey to achieve basic skills and get prepared for college or career and college. And adult education programs in high schools and adult schools, community colleges, and community centers offer low-cost, high-value programs that upgrade the skill set of our citizens. And the Lake County Council desires to proclaim September 16 through 2024 as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week as a proud participant in the National Educate and Elevate campaign, which helps our citizens learn about all of their adult education options to attain their professional and personal goals. Now, therefore, let it be resolved as follows. That the Lake County Council proclaims September 16 through 2024 as National Adult Education and Family Literacy Week. So resolved this 10th day of September, 2024. Christine Sid, David Ham, Charlie Brown, Randy Niemeyer, Ronald Brewer, Pete Lindemuller, and Ted Bilski.
All right.
And I can present this to you guys. And by all means, please tell us about
American Action Forum.
and others in fact what you guys do.
Live Birmingham with Lake County Community Corrections. We would like to thank the council for recognizing this week as Literacy Week. For those that may not know, Community Corrections at the Kimber Work Program provides high school equivalency and career training. And this is part of our CWI team who provide those classes twice a week to help those that need to achieve their high school equivalency or need to work on math or other skills to maybe get into some of the trade unions. And they do a wonderful job, and we're just very happy to have them as part of our team at Community Corrections. And Samantha, I don't know if you have anything else to add?
Just to echo Lonnie, thank you to the council for recognizing this opportunity for adult learners, not just in Lake County, but nationwide. And just like the resolution said, to be able to rethink how we are going to move forward with reskilling and upskilling our communities, no matter where they're located. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate what you're doing. she get a picture with you? Oh, okay. Well, we know reading is knowledge, and I remember I read to my daughter when she was a very young lady, in my tummy still. But, and I know the county used to provide funds for adult education,
Thanks.
and then that program stopped. Do you remember that, Tom? Yeah, I can't remember. Oh, but we did. They were short of funds, so we helped them continue the program for a while. All right, Councilman Bilski.
Hey, good morning, everyone. There's a lot of folks here to thank. I'll read this resolution. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2443. This is a resolution honoring Teamsters Union Local 142 and Teamsters Union Local 142 Training and Furnishes Trust Fund members.
Second.
Motion's been made.
Motion's been made and seconded.
Whereas over the past century, the Teamsters Union has played a pivotal role in shaping labor relations and advancing workers' rights, and has stood by and became the vision of solidarity advocacy of programs for workers. And the Teamsters Union Local 142 has set the standard for higher wages, better benefits, and improved working condition for workers. And Teamsters Union Local 142 Training and Apprenticeship Trust Fund empowers eligible participants by offering job training and education through its employment training programs as part of its mission as a training trust fund. And whereas Teamsters Union Local 142 and Teamsters Union Local 142 Training and Apprenticeship Trust Fund members have volunteered and participated in the following projects for governmental entities and community events: the Lake County Helicopter Pad, coordinated and hauled equipment, the Lake County Helicopter Maintenance yearly ongoing, Crown Point Fire Department safety course training, tower, coordinating and hauling of equipment, Gary Fire Department training tower coordinator and haul of equipment, Hobart Police Department shooting range, hauled stone, Lake County Fairgrounds help with moving and improvements and hauling stone out to them, Marquette Park Wall Bridge coordination and haul, Leon's Wolf Lake Veterans Coordination Haul equipment, deliver trailer, cook food, West Beach Veterans Coordination Haul equipment, deliver trailer, cook food, Indiana Dunes National Learning Center, Birding Festival, driving and supporting for attendees, Touch a Truck events in Winfield. And the Lake County Council honors these Teamsters Union Local 142 and Teamsters Union Local 142 Training and Apprenticeship Trust Fund and members for their community involvement in both government and community events. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Lake County Council, representing the citizens and voters of Lake County, Indiana, honor Teamsters Local 142 and Teamsters Union Local 142 Training and Apprenticeship Trust Fund. It's a mouthful just to me. Fund for, we need to come up with an acronym. We usually do pretty good at that. Resolution to be spread on the official records of the Lake County Council. An official copy shall be delivered to Teamsters Union Local 142 and Teamsters Union Local 142 Training and Apprenticeship Trust Fund. So therefore, let it be resolved on this date, signed by Council President Christine Sid, Dave Ham, Randall Niemeyer, Pete Lindermalder, Charlie Brown, Ronald Brewer, and Ted Bilski.
All in favor?
For those of you that know me, I was president of the VA down at the Teamsters Hall for quite a few years. This is Mike Toth. Mike Toth was my replacement. This is Harvey Jackson. Harvey is the secretary treasurer. Back to all off. I'm just spelling in the last name. He's and Ted Manley, another business agent and trustee. Jennifer too. Jennifer Wynn. And Jennifer, I think. Quite frankly, keeping track of all the volunteer work. Charlie Gambin down at the training center is the one that coordinated. This is working with the apprenticeship across the board, whether it is the concrete finishers, the carpenters, the iron workers. With that involvement, they were able to put this together and do a lot of positive things for the community. It's been a mission from the from the Teamsters and organized labor about community involvement, how important it is for us to outreach to the members of the community and share with them and make their lives better. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to, yeah, we should get a picture in front if we could. That would be great. You guys want to line up in front? Could I have a minute? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Here.
So I want to say thank you to the council. We're honored to have this resolution. And I want to say thank you to my team down there, especially Jennifer. Charlie Gamblin couldn't make it today. He's sick. The community participation they have with all these events, it's days off, their own time a lot of times for this stuff. Very involved. We just got done with Leon's event out at West Beach. Great event for him. He's got several events for a great cause for disabled veterans and law enforcement and everything. We're honored to be able to do this. I'm also executive officer on the Northwest Indiana Building Trades. We reach out and we network with our partners through the building trades to be able to do a lot of this stuff for the fire departments, police departments, anything the community needs. We try to reach out and to everybody and see and make sure that we can help in any way we can. So I want to say thank you to all of them, especially Jennifer and Charlie. I wish she was here. And Harvey and everything. And thank you to the council again. I appreciate it.
Your generosity is appreciated, especially when you're taking time from being with your family.
Sure.
So thank you.
Well, thank you, Christine. So,
You're trying to get up standing.
yeah.
Do like this, how about like this? Over to chat.
Thank you. Thank you. So we still need, all in favor signify by aye. Opposed, motion passes. Councilman Niemeyer, you're up.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I make a motion to approve resolution 24-44, resolution honoring Hanover Central Trap and Skeet Yeti Team AIM Grand National World Youth Junior Gold Class C Division Champions.
Second.
Motion's been made in second. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes.
Thank you. Whereas students and professional athletes nurtured and trained in Lake County, Indiana have consistently shown excellence in all sporting endeavors. And whereas Lake County has generously set forth its spirited athletic youth to compete with other youths of this state and of every country and nation of this world. And whereas Lake County is justly proud of its sons and daughters who have so willingly taken upon themselves the hardships and disciplines, both physical and mental, which successful participation in sporting events demands. And whereas AIM is the official youth program for Amateur Trap Shooting Association. And whereas the Hanover Central Trap and Skeet and Yeti team captured the AIM Grand National World Youth Junior Gold Class C Division Championship in Sparta, Illinois, the weekend of July 25th through 29th, 2024, with a score of 956 of 1,000. The team also secured second place for the special event in the high gun category. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that Lake County Council and all citizens of Lake County who are represented by this august body extend congratulations and praise to the students, teachers, coaches, but most particularly the team members of the Hanover Central Trap Skeet Yeti team, the AIM Grand National World Youth Junior Gold Class C Division champions and champions, always for Lake County, that a copy of this resolution be spread on the official records of the Lake County Council and the official copy be delivered to the Hanover Central Trap and Skeet Competition and Yeti team. So resolved this 10th day of September, 2024. Signed, Christine Sid, President, David Ham, Charlie Brown, Randy Niemeyer, Ron Brewer, Pete Lindemulder, Ted Bldg. Well, you found the one thing that's more boring than school, a government meeting. So welcome. But so a little background, my son was on the first team when he was in 8th grade, I believe, was when he started, Eric Niemeyer, and was not near as good of a shooter as all of you, but pretty good. But this has been a a growing sport throughout Indiana. I've watched it blossom through the years my son was involved. And the thing that I admire so much about your entire team and what you all have accomplished is the incredible discipline it takes. Not just discipline in focused on your shooting skills, but discipline as it relates to responsibility. I know one thing about all these coaches. They tolerate no horseplay on the gun range. Everything is about responsibility and being professional. Sportsmanship is the key. You support each other. You support people you're competing against. One of the greatest team atmospheres that I've ever witnessed through my time participating in sports is this one right here. So congratulations to all of you on your tremendous accomplishments. But more than that, the example you're setting for your fellow young people of how you're supposed to behave, how you're supposed to act, and how you're supposed to compete. So congratulations to all of you on your great success. Coach?
So, Steve, would you please stand up? Coach Steve and myself are the head coaches of the competition program at Hanover Central Crab and Ski. This program has been a lot of work for this first year of true competition focused endeavors. First squad for nationals shot 478 out of 500 clays, ranking 14th in the nation on the first day of nationals competition this year. And then finished that nationals tournament in the championship round with 470 out of 500, placing them 31st in the country overall. It was a very, very awesome feat. We are one of very few schools that had a second squad qualify and make it to the nationals tournament. And our second squad ranked 192nd in the country with 439 clays at the national tournament. Today, we brought all of these kids here to accept this plaque from you guys. So first squad, Hank McCoyak, Caden Porter, Rylan Porter, Danny Villarreal, Brian Barber, and Mitch Usman, please come forward. Stand in front. Second squad was Jackson Sosong, Joshua Williams, Michael Lucina, Brent Southbury, Donna DeLantis. And then individually, we also had, and we also had Jillian as the alternate. Jillian, sorry. These were the students that competed for the team at nationals.
And to put it in perspective, 13th place overall at the end of nationals. There are 50,000 student athletes competing nationally in this competition. We fielded 1%, I think, of everyone that showed up.
Yeah, our team was 1% of the national tournament.
Wow.
When you look at the individual side, the team side, we were 2 of 260 teams that were allowed into the tournament. So it's still very close to 1% of the tournament.
Very impressive.
Being our team. Individuals, we had Mitch Usman, who is not here today, Hank McCoyak, Danny V, Joshua Williams, Brian Barber, Michael Asina, Caden Porter, Rylan Porter, Donna DeVlantis, Jackson Sosong, Gabby Horn, Caden Strayer, Jillian Sanders, and Alyssa Purse. Those students that were individuals.
Stand up.
Yeah, scoot on down there.
Get close like you like each other, guys.
Side by side.
So those are all the kids that competed at the national level.
Act like you like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you guys already heard Randy Niemeyer call off what the team did at the World Tournament. But what was even more special about the World Tournament is we only had one round out of 100 that was less than 95 out of 100.
Wow.
Everybody that went to the World Tournament shot amazing. 95 out of 100 was pretty much the lowest score, other than one student shot less than that.
Yeah, and I have more resolutions here and certificates to go through, so.
Thank you guys for acknowledging the kids. And this is the award that they won at the World Tournament.
Awesome. So while you're up there, I'll continue to go through this. We have resolution 2445. Make a motion to approve this resolution honoring Hank Wakoyak, AIM Grand National World Trap Junior Handicap Discipline Champion.
Second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Now therefore, let it be resolved that the Lake County Council and all citizens of Lake County extend congratulations and praise to Hank Wakoyak for capturing the AIM Grand National World Trap Junior Handicap Discipline Championship, that a copy of this resolution be spread on the official records of Lake County Council and an official copy be delivered to Hank Wakoyak, duly adopted by the Lake County Council this 10th day of September 2024, signed Christine Sid, President, David Ham, Charlie Brown, Randy Niemeyer, Ron Brewer, Pete Lindemulder, and Ted Bilski. Congratulations, Hank. Thank you. One more. Did you call for the vote already?
Yes.
Okay. Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve resolution number 2446.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
This is a resolution honoring Jackson Sosong,
Yep. So it's on.
AIM Grand National Sub Junior Class D World Doubles Discipline Champion. Now therefore, let it be resolved that the Lake County Council and all citizens of Lake County extend congratulations and praise to Jackson Sosong for capturing the AIM Grand National Sub Junior Class D World Doubles Discipline Championship, that a copy of this resolution be spread on the official records of Lake County Council and official copy be delivered to Jackson Sosong, duly adopted by the Lake County Council this 10th day of September 2024, signed Christine Sid, President, David Ham, Charlie Brown, Randy Niemeyer, Ron Brewer, Pete Lindemulder, Ted Bilski. Right. Coach, if you would like to read through these certificates for your team.
I would just like to mention that Jackson is our youngest member. He is currently in 8th grade.
Good Lord. Future Olympian. Yes.
All right, certificate of achievement. This certificate is proudly presented to Jackson Sosong in recognition of your outstanding achievement in Hanover Central High School Trap and Skeet Yeti Team AIM Grand National World Youth Junior Gold Class C Division Championship. July 25th through the 29th, 2024, Sparta, Illinois. Lake County Council, Christine Sid, President, David Ham, Pete Lindenmeyer, Ronald G. Brewer, Ted Bilski, Randall Niemeyer, and Charlie Brown. Certificate of achievement. This certificate is proudly presented to Brian Barber, in recognition of your outstanding achievement in Hanover Central High School Trap and Skeet Yeti 10 Team AIM Grand National World Youth Junior Gold Class C Division Championship. Sparta, Illinois. Lake County Council, Christine Sid, President, David Ham, Pete Lindenmeyer, Ronald G. Brewer, Ted Bilski, Ronald C. Niemeyer, and Charlie Brown.
Sir, for your benefit, you don't have to read it.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right, so all of
You
you,
might hear it, but you don't have to.
all right, this one is for Hank Koyak. Caden Porter.
When did you grow a beard, kid?
And Brian Shore.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time today out of your day to come and recognize these fine young student athletes. It's a growing sport, again, one of great discipline and skill and great respect for one another. So thanks to Hanover Central for supporting this growing sport, and thanks for these kids for their incredible achievements. So a round of applause, please.
Yes.
You know, we would like to thank the council for the recognition. These kids have worked hard to get where they are. And it's nice to have recognition for their efforts.
Thank
So
you.
how long has the team existed?
7 years.
7 years.
So this is we are starting our 7th season of a club. But the competition that these guys have been participating in for the last year, this is the end of our first true full year of focusing on competition shooting.
Okay. That's why
The-
we're just not here. About it.
The kids that are in the Yeti program spend a lot of time working really hard. And there's even some of these kids that are here that are alternates in that program, because if we have a kid that can't make it to a tournament, we need subs. So we have kids that can't participate for all of the time. We allow those kids to be alternates, and they help a lot. We actually didn't want one of our shooters to shoot alone at the world tournament. And one of our alternates came to the world tournament with us so that she didn't have to shoot alone.
So as a program, we have anywhere from 50 to 70 kids from the middle school and high school that are part of the Hanover Central trap team. The Yeti kids are basically our varsity kids as they go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to school.
Hey, hurry back to school. They're waiting for you.
Even though it's boring, don't stay here. Okay, does anyone have any acknowledgements? Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Time to acknowledge passing of Senator Earl third issue. Okay, I can put the new trailblazer for our community. He was one that was able to do a lot of things by being one of my down there, where she was able to work and get things done. Legislation passed on with Democrats and Republicans. So I want to send my prayers to her family at this time, and to her son also. Just, Bldg was a good person. I can just remember as I started out in politics, as she came out of high school, and told me she could give this information, but we never ran for public office, but got a chance to get close to Earlene. We're made it some kind of way. I was married into her family with my first wife there. But it really touches us to have lost a great woman. So well. So I want to send my prayers out to her. And I do have a request. As we see the flag is flying so bright high outside, I do request that Lake County will lower the flag to half staff. And remember. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a great gesture, and it should be lowered. I don't know why it isn't.
I think it's a reach to the commissioners.
Yeah. Yeah, Arlene was a great woman. I remember her well. The many breakfast meetings we had at the time, and whenever I went downstate, she was always there, always positive, very forceful, and she'll be missed. And we will have a resolution next month in her honor. Anyone else?
I agree thoroughly. Well, Charlene.
Is Charlie still on? Yeah. Charlie, do you have anything you'd like to say? Time?
Yeah.
All right, any other acknowledgements? Oh,
I just
Ernie?
want to echo what we said about early.
I think,
Fantastic individual. I believe that Casino would not be here, but not for her. She led that big time, even though I'm not a favorite of it. No, but she was a fantastic individual, a dedicated individual. Worked tirelessly for our community, the entire state. So I no success.
Thank you.
I believe Charlie was trying to say something.
Yes. Earlene and I started out as school teachers here in Gary. And that's how she was. And it's always best not to leave a meeting. There was a meeting of the AFT4 union, and Earlene had to step out of the room, and they were debating the whole issue of education funding and needing to have a representative down there. And someone nominated her while she was out of the room, and that's how Earlene became a state representative and joined me House of Representatives shortly thereafter. And she moved on to the excuse me, to the Senate. But Earlene, it has been stated before me that she was a fighter, and you need not get in her way if she was interested in a given piece of legislation, such as the riverboat legislation that she spearheaded throughout her years there in the General Assembly. She has been missed and will be missed as just a dynamic human being. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone further? Okay,
One
go
moment.
ahead.
Charlie, your friend Bernie is here in person again today, so.
That's why I'm
sorry.
not there.
This is a legendary game of cat and mouse at this point.
It's good to see him on Zoom.
Yeah.
It's good to see him on Zoom.
All right, moving on. Lake County Auditor, Councilman Ham.
Yes, Madam Chair. Make a motion to create a new line item in general fund for the auditor's office, 62410.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, I move to make a transfer in same office from 62110 office supplies, $7,500 to 62410 other supplies in the same amount.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Aye opposed. Motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, if I'd like to make a motion to approve number 6A, it's a creation of a new line item on a general fund 1001, line item 62410, other supplies. This was deferred because of no quorum last month.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor, a roll call, please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve a transfer from general fund 1001 from line item 62110 office supply of $500 to 62410 other supplies of the equal amount of $500 for a total of $500.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, in Criminal Courts Department 3002, I make a motion to create a new line item in the Superior Court Criminal Defense Safe Grant Fund, which is 9448.
Second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Gotta read the line.
63190, other professional services.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
And Chair, I move for an appropriation in the Superior Court Criminal Defense State Grant Fund, 63190, other professional services, $19,397.35.
Motion's been made and seconded.
7 or 79?
79. What's left?
We'll do second if it hasn't been.
Yeah, motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yeah.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Move for a transfer in the same department and general fund from 61130 technicians, $3,000, 62230 clothing, $1,000, 63630 maintenance and service contracts, $514, to 63190 other professional services, $2,500, and 63290 other help me out, communications.
Been training.
And transportation. In the total amount of $4,514.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, in juvenile court 4005, I move to create new line items for Lake County Juvenile Justice Community Partners Prevention Reimbursement Grant Life Skills Grant Fund 9392. Second.
You're gonna read the line item?
They are for 62410 other supplies, 63920 food and lodging, 63995 other services and charges, and 64490 other equipment. Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
And Chair, I move for an appropriation out of the same grant fund 9392. The appropriation would be for 62410 other supplies, $15,445, 63920 food and lodging, $3,280, 63995 other services charges, $5,700, and 64490 other equipment, $13,375 for a total appropriation of $37,800.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Brewer,
Yeah.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Also in-
Councilman Ham.
Also in juvenile, move to create a new line item for life work, self-discovery, storytelling program grant fund 9394 for contractual services, which is 63195.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Councilman Ham.
To approve the appropriation from the same grant fund, which is 9394, 63195 contractual services, in the amount of $14,500.
Second.
550.
But here I go again, not a good day. 14,550, thanks. Madam Chair.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Move for approval in 4005, a resolution permitting the Lake County
the Superior Court of Lake County Juvenile Division to pay for contractor services from the 2024 budget.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion?
Madam Chairman, just very briefly, this got added today to the agenda. This is some vertical garden funding that they needed to get paid.
Is there a vertical garden? We're gonna have a presentation.
Oh,
We're trying to get one as soon as we can get the RFP out to bid on it. We can maybe get something, maybe a shovel in the ground.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham.
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, in CASA Department 4006, I move for the creation of a new line item in the general fund 61100 over.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Move for approval of a transfer from 61120 professionals, $10,000 to 61100 overtime, $5,000 and 63630 maintenance and service contracts, $5,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Councilman Ham.
Yeah.
Will be curious for you.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion to approve item number 10A. It's the creation of a new line item, Lados Division 2, Safe Grant Fund 8398. The line item is 62110, office supplies.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve appropriation of Lados Division 2, Safe Grant Fund 8398. Line item 62110, office supplies, $6,308 for a total of $6,308.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Councilman Lindemold.
Madam President, I move to approve a transfer in the general fund of 1001 from 63210 Freight and Express in the amount of $15,000 to 61233 election worker per diem, the amount of $5,000, 61280 seasonal employees, the amount of $10,000 for a total of $15,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, I move to approve an ordinance amending the Lake County part-time employees pay rate ordinance for 2024, ordinance 1490B.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Was that changed to the
Yeah, it
up
was
to
the-
25?
Yeah, the range is now
Okay.
16 to $25.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Ham,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes, motion passes 7-0 on first reading.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to suspend with the rules. Roll call, please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, I move to approve the ordinance on second reading.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder.
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Councilman Ham.
Madam Chair, I move for approval of a resolution to approve the transfer of $97,078 from the seated fund, fund number 4012 to Lake Debt Service of 2024 fund 4359.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
So it was clear, this is for the first installment of the Calumet Township bond. They required us to get this money set aside immediately.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam Chair, under the interlocal government agreements, I move for approval of a joint interlocal cooperation agreement between South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority in Lake County, Indiana for the Gary Air Show located in Lake County.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? There was a second?
Second.
Oh, okay. Discussion? Roll call,
Yes.
please.
is this retroactive or is this for next year?
It's actually for the show that already happened.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So if I vote no.
You're welcome.
You're gonna be short.
Yeah, 25,000. Okay. Okay, yes.
Sorry, you got a vote, madam.
Yeah, I'm ready to do roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Roll call, please.
Bilski,
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Brewer.
Yes.
Brown,
Yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Move for approval of a joint interlocal cooperation agreement between River Forest Community School Corporation and Lake County, Indiana for equipment and improvements for River Forest High School athletics in Lake County, Indiana.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Okay. Roll call, please.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yeah.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President.
Yes,
move,
Council.
to approve an ordinance number 2575, Michael Portinga, owner petitioner 82124 A1 to R1, it had received a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Sam,
Yes.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Number 2.
Madam President, move to approve ordinance number 2576, Michael Stevens, owner and petitioner, 82124 A1 to RR, also received a favorable recommendation.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Brewer,
Yes.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Sam,
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0.
Madam President, move to approve ordinance number 2577, Michael Stevens, owner petitioner, 821-2024, A1 to RR. Also received a
Second.
favorable recommendation.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Brown,
yes,
Linda Mulder,
Yes.
Bilski.
Yes.
Neemeyer,
Yes.
Yes.
Brewer.
Yes.
Sid.
Yes, motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Steve.
Lake County Sheriff, Councilman Niemeyer.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve a transfer from General Fund 1001 from 61140 Protective Services, $60,000 to 61190 part-time, $60,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Councilman Niemeyer. Joe?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve a transfer in the General Fund 1001 from 61140 Protective Services, $50,000 to 61100 overtime, $1 million, 61190 part-time, $30,000, and 61238 proficiency specialty pay, $20,000.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes 7-0. All right, thank you. Councilman Linda Mulder.
Madam President, I move to approve a transfer for the prosecutor 4D course. Transfer in the general fund 1001 from 61150 per professionals amount to $5,650 to 63240 telephone in the amount of $650 and 63910 dues and subscriptions in the amount of $5,000, totaling $5,650.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Niemeyer.
Make a motion to approve a grant application, U.S. Department of Transportation, Indiana Department of Homeland Security, Hazardous Materials, Emergency Preparedness, HMEP program, fiscal year 2025 Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Grant application.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Citizens appointment for the Economic Development Commission. Are there any nominations?
Madam Chair, I'd like to nominate Dan C. Stevenson Senior.
Okay, any other nominations? Hearing none, I hereby declare Dan Stevenson the appointee to the Economic Development Commission. Okay, now that appointment notice needs to be sent to Town of Maryville, correct?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Okay, thank you. Presentations. Okay,
Madam Chair, we have the Good for Youth Farm, but I noticed Dr. is here.
Bobby
from-
Lala, you
Bobby
want her to go
Lala,
first?
Health Department, if you'd like to yield, I know you've got, and I'm sure it's okay with Robert, so. Doctor, if you prefer to go up, I would yield for you.
Okay,
So we have a pen drive here and we would like to do a slide presentation. So I don't know, do we have somebody read?
We might have a little bit when we do a presentation in PowerPoint with the Zoom, we do have some technical difficulties. For presenting that, Scott, could it be emailed to us and then put on our, yeah.
thank you.
We don't want to go there.
Would you prefer if we, went then and give,
Yes.
we only need about
There
10
you go.
minutes.
Okay, go
Uh,
ahead, Robert.
Madam Chair, if you would, please, yes, Robert, everybody's gotten the books,
Oh, yeah.
the Good for Youth Farms. I think Judge Stefaniak is joining us. I want to reach out and thank Judge Stefaniak and the Board of County Commissioners, first off, that have embraced this. They've given us the ability to use the property over by the juvenile courts. So when you look at the far west side, there's the garage there. That's where the indoor vertical garden is going to go. The outside will be the 3 concrete pads for the greenhouses. We're not going to steal any more of your thunder, Robert. I'm going to let you go, but want to thank Judge Stefaniak and the commissioners, and then obviously the council for the support to get this Good for Youth Farms up and running, and let's get produce to people that need it. So with that, Robert, I'll go ahead and stand over here with you and.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to present an update on this real exciting project that really fills a growing need in the community. Also thank Ted Bldg, Councilman, for his support, and Judge Stefaniak for their leadership on this project. In your package, you have 2 different presentations. One's just a short 6-pager that I'll present today. The others are detailed strategic plan for improving and expanding current farm operations. That was finished in March of 24. I want you to walk away with 3 points, that there's a real need in the community as inflation continues and the price for food increases. There's a lot of working people that can't afford food. And so we've identified a real need that we can help the community. Second, we won a federal competitive grant to help offset some of the cost to build the and improve the farm complex. And third, we've built some really strong partnerships. So I'll go through this short presentation. Our visions really remain the same, and that's to create a center that's focused on agricultural innovation that fosters collaboration between the government, community organizations, and the private sector, with the real goal to improve the health, wellness, and the quality of life for all citizens in Lake County. And our goals are to increase current farm production capacity and get all our produce to the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana, provide job training and continuing education so that not only is that focused on growing food, but it's also on creating jobs for all ages. And then lastly, build partnerships with academic institutions, community and civics groups, businesses to improve that health and well-being. So our accomplishments are that we've finished the initial design for the greenhouses and the indoor farm. And we're working on getting a bid spec hopefully out this month for the concrete pads. We did move to the raised beds further north and move the greenhouses down further south. This allowed us to be more efficient and lower our costs for moving the utilities to the farming operation. We won a competitive grant with the USDA for $323,000, which is a pretty significant amount, to cover a portion of the installation and operating costs for the farms. That grant's also going to fund 2 sustainability initiatives. One, solar panels and a solar system to provide renewable energy. And second, to recycle our nutrient water and upuse the use. Instead of wasting it, we could use it to irrigate landscapes in the area. Also, we've identified a number of other grants that we could apply to this project. So this is really a haven for federal and state funds. The biggest one is we've secured an off-take agreement with the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana. We visited them. They're very happy to be a partner of ours. They showed us that they do 7 million pounds of food each year, but their biggest issue is getting fresh produce. So they're very happy that we're able to help them and provide that on a continual basis. And then also we built partnerships with the Purdue Extension Service to help us develop some of our educational and training and tour programs. We've built partnerships with Purdue University, Dr. Petrus Langenhoven, to provide technical support to make sure farm operations are moving smoothly and working closely with the health department. As mentioned in detail in the strategic plan, our goal is to grow 4 crops, lettuce, basil, tomatoes, and cucumbers, all of which the food bank can use. Our proposed schedule is to get those bid specs out as soon as possible, get the farms constructed by the indoor farm by January, the greenhouses by March, April, and around January, once we start and get some of the farm operations up and running, we want to engage and find a grower manager that really will take over the project, and that we hope to get the first crop to the food bank by September of 25. So again, I thank the council. I thank Councilman Bldg and Judge Stefaniak for their leadership. We think this is a great opportunity to create a nationwide model that can show how government, the private sector, the community can work together to really create health and wellness in the community. And it's really a way to have some compassion for those that are in need out there. So I'm happy, very excited to work on this project and happy to answer any questions.
President,
Yes,
I could.
please.
How much, and I don't know if we've approved anything or not. I mean, how much are we talking like out of pocket for the county? And do we need to like
Basically
approve?
break down the financials on the details. I didn't go into the details on that.
sustainable operational expenses, the minimum, we're hoping you can answer that. Right now, it depends on the grants. We can't operate, but you're looking at a minimum. So if we have a salary of a person, you're probably looking less than, with benefits and everything, less than 200,000 a year.
And then how much for like the capital outlays though? Like, are we, because we didn't approve anything yet to build
The
anything?
grants will cover a portion, give or take, I would say probably in the ballpark, about 250,000 in additional appropriation. But I don't, until I get it out to bid, find out what those labor costs, it's a new estimate on those costs until I hear back the commissioners. It might go for more if the labor costs are higher. We're hoping that some of our contractors will be generous for what this is going for. So hopefully someone like an Ozinga or someone will help us to offset those costs. So it won't be as high with those labor costs. But I would imagine to say, I think the safety estimate is probably $300,000 for everything said and done. What we can get done with our additional grants and then annual operation expenses. Time will tell. It's a guessing game, but not to exceed, I would say, safe to say 200,000 a year would never exceed that. The operational expenses.
Because my one question, just looking at this from like a business proposal perspective, you spoke quite a bit about, providing needed fresh produce for the community. Just once again, don't have the numbers, but if we're saying like, oh, we're providing this produce for the amount of money that we're putting in, couldn't we buy produce and give it to the food bank? I think I'm okay with this project as long as we're saying it's something that's going to like teach kids life skills and whatever else. But I think from a business, I would say that we could much cheaper buy a bunch of lettuce and give it to the food bank.
The food bank has that opportunity. So I didn't put a lot into the detailed explanation, but it's in there in those numbers. So we do have a hard time getting that produce to those food banks and that affordability. There's a huge desire, a huge need, not a desire, but a huge need for that. And if it was as simple as saying, okay, Baker Produce, we want to buy 10,000 heads of lettuce, 10,000 pounds of whatever.
Right.
It's not there. And it's not there up north. They're having a very hard time getting it onto the shelves in the food pantries. So this fills that gap at no cost. This is going to be, if anything, property tax based fund. The taxpayers are going to receive something for their property taxes they paid. Anyone eligible for this, which is everyone is eligible for it, would come and get their free produce. There's no charge. We do have a business.
It costs something.
We do have a business. We do have a built-in project. So let's say that
I think we just need to be honest. Our costs versus what we get.
Correct. And I don't think we could produce and grow and deliver the product as efficient as we can by doing it ourselves, as well as education training with the health and hospital department, with our health department, because Strax and Van Til has already said that if we get kids that are qualified and once they're vetted and cleared through the produce handling training that the health department does, they will place those kids those people into employment. So that's so the job creation and that rehabilitation for some of the kids that qualify. Not everyone, because they're incarcerated, is going to be allowed to work on the farm. It depends on.
Right. And that's really my point, is that I think that if we approach this as like a rehabilitation program and, like something that we're really benefiting the kids, there are benefits that come from it, produce that's provided to the food bank and stuff like that. But I think overall, if we would look at what our cost per pound is for the amount of grant dollars and tax dollars that are going into it, I would say that on a cost per pound basis of what we're getting in tomatoes, cucumbers.
But this is year-round growing, and I don't think you can produce that in that quantity in the small footprint of land we have to work with. You cannot grow. Our yields, which are in the detailed reports, are phenomenal. You couldn't purchase that for what we can grow it for.
I would like to see those numbers.
Okay.
I guess we'll say, because I know that even at my kids' high school, they bought a shipping container and they've got a little indoor vertical garden that they do things relatively inexpensively as well, but I still like to see
startup cost for this. But once we are up and running and we can incorporate with the Lake County Parks Department, so not only can our youth go for a tour of Bellevue, but they'll be able to come here, see the indoor vertical garden, see how this operation works, and go home with maybe a starter plant, something to go home. We fall way short. Once you get south of US 30, there's nothing agricultural for us on the north side of US 30. It just seems like it just goes away, and you're familiar with that. And future farmers definitely interested in working with this. In Lowell High School, I've got a nephew at Lowell High School that's very interested, very involved in future farmers. So I think it's a lot, and it's no different than, I get your argument. It's not with
I
the
just don't
bus.
want it to be solely.
If with bus riders, is it one person riding it 10 times a day, or is it 10 people actually getting on the bus? We can work on getting those numbers, the operation expenses, the quality. We could have a revenue source with our basil and different things we sell. If we produce it at high quality, we will be able to, maybe someone like a higher end, like a Geno's or Teebles or one of these restaurants would be interested in purchasing it. Then at that point, there would be a sale of the produce, but otherwise it's getting it to the people that need it and qualifying for that additional grant. Part of the grant money we have is getting food to people that need it. And this is a catalyst to get that revenue, to get that food to the people.
I would also say that I agree it serves two purposes, but if you amortize your capital expense over 10 years, it's like 30,000 a year. And so I would agree that we could be very competitively priced in growing the crops, especially when you offset it with the USDA grant. So I think that will be competitively priced, and you will also be able to help the job training and continuing education.
Right.
With the yields that I see here, and I know they're estimated, but like 4,100 pounds of cucumbers, how many people does that serve? How many, you know? We don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
have that off.
kind of like to know that, like
It's
with the
just.
population.
When we
So
talk-
why basil?
Basil is the number one herb, so it's the most widely used out there. And
It's
to
cilantro
answer-
in my community.
to answer your initial question, the food bank said they would take all the fresh produce we give.
Okay. Has it, well, this, I mean, it's voluntary for the juveniles. It's voluntary. They don't have to.
It's not part of the sentence.
It's not part of the sentence.
Through the bidding of the judge, and his staff will determine what folks are there that. I'm trying to be polite.
Yeah.
This will come easy to me.
Yeah. Okay. So is this a separate building?
What we did is we took the garage that's on the far west side of the compound.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
if you go in the back and on that west side, and we're gutting that out. It was, the judge gave us that space. The commissioners agreed that we can use it. So that's on
Okay.
the site map. Yeah, it's on page 3 of and that's that right there shows the garage. And,
So let's say that the juveniles aren't interested. Would there be consideration for folks in the jail?
I don't know, because that's a judicial issue because of depend what they were sentenced for. There are kids that, this is juvenile property, and I don't know what laws would, maybe if Judge Stefani is still on, I don't know what laws are out there, Council Lady, that would maybe not allow a person that's incarcerated to be over on that property with those kids. That would be the only thing that would prohibit.
Yeah, I could see not together, but maybe
Yeah,
if the kids weren't interested. Yeah.
But however, we will, with those kids, it's not just about incarcerated kids either. It's about kids in other communities. It's reaching out to different school corporations. So not only Gary Community, East Chicago, Hobart, Lake Station schools. It's about getting them involved in future farmers and having an opportunity for them to see an operation. And land space being, I'm not a farmer by any means, other than growing tomatoes and cucumbers in my backyard. But we don't have an abundance of land. And this is, I believe, the future. This technology is going to be what's going to be taken and growing. They're utilizing this from when we were in San Diego in the same for potential in space to grow produce and I forget the term they use, but all self-contained, almost like a biosphere,
Self-contained.
in Long Beach, California is where that was. And it's awesome. It's awesome to take down.
All right, thank you. Anyone's got any? Okay.
If you do have any more questions, please, Robert's contact information, call us. What it costs to grow, we'll have a better idea, but labor's free.
All right,
Except for the manager.
all right, Dr. Bobby Lala. Good morning.
Thank you for inviting us
Thank you for your patience.
to do our presentation of the Health First Indiana funding. I don't believe most of us require an introduction because this is something that we have been talking for a while. The Health First Indiana fund is funding. It's one of its kind, right? And this is something that has been passed by the legislators. As of last year for interrupted tuition, starting January of this year, it's the work in progress. And then, and we have been working pretty hard towards it. And we have two of our staff members with me. This is Michelle, and she is we have invited her to be part of our staff. And her title is Health First Indiana Fund Manager. And it's Lucas. He is our IT specialist at the health department. Michelle will go ahead and start the presentation, and then we'll be here to answer any of your questions going forward.
Thank you for the opportunity to present.
Welcome.
So a little bit on the agenda that we have in our presentation. We want to start with all of the exciting things we have going on at the health department and give you some updates. Dr. Bobby Lala just gave us an overview, but I'll give you a little bit more of an overview of the HFI program, where we stand as Lake County as a whole comparative to the state metrics, the statewide KPIs, and then we'll give a brief update on our contract status so far, and then we'll open it up for questions. So to begin, the health department has been conducting monthly staff meetings to align employees with the HFI initiatives, encourage collaboration among the departments and partnerships, discuss future outlooks, and assign action items. In addition to our monthly staff meetings that we have, we're also in regular communications with the Indiana Department of Health. We do in-person meetings with them. We do virtual meetings with them. We're in constant communication via email and phone with the state, and we collaborate on different subject matter experts that will have present and educate us and, share with us anything that we may need to know. Right now, this week, we have our Walk with a Doc. It steps off here at the health department. It's on Thursday. It's going to be a 6-week project or a program that we have in partnership with Franciscan Health. It's going to be every Thursday from 3 to 4. And what this is just a exercise program that is allowing the community to come out once a week for 6 weeks, where they're going to get a health education presentation, and it's going to be followed up with stretching and warm-ups by a physical trainer or clinical staff. And in parts of our continued partnership with Franciscan Health, we plan to continue the community health outreach events with them. So this is our first one. We're really excited. So if you're able to come out. Okay. Right now, we're in the finalizing of our mobile health clinic, which will have one exam room and a blood draw station. The mobile clinic will offer most of our clinical services that we have on site, which we can do immunization, we can provide lead testing. We'll eventually be able to provide STI testing. That's in our upcoming programs. And back in May, we visited and toured both Marshall and Porter County Health Departments and viewed their mobile clinics. We were able to go on site while they were utilizing the clinic, see how they worked, how functional they were with the community. And we ultimately made the decision that we felt that was best for the community. We've installed 2 educational televisions at the health department. If you
come across the street and come by, you'll see that you'll have continuous education flowing on the TV in both waiting areas. So you'll see in the nursing clinic, we have television, we have vital records waiting area, and then we're just providing Lake County Health updates and any other continuous education that just streams constantly. We've partnered with VitalCheck, which is a LexisNexis company. This is really exciting as we're able to offer the access to vital records anywhere online. So if you're born in Lake County and you need to obtain your birth or death certificate, but you happen to be living in California, you can now order online, or not today, but once it's implemented, you'll be able to order online and pay with credit card options. In addition to VitalCheck, we've partnered with ProPio. They are a translation service. So this will be extremely helpful with the mobile health clinic, but even on site and with our partnerships with the Indiana Immunization Coalition, where we're out in the community, we're finding an increased use of Spanish speaking. And other languages as well, but this allows us to get access to 300 plus languages. We can get video remote interpreting or over the phone interpreting in less than 30 seconds. So we can get in contact as long as we have a phone, a cell phone, internet connection, maybe a laptop or desktop. We're also in the works of a department digitizing project. We're working with data processing where we're converting all of our old records and getting them digitized. So this would include our environmental records, maybe our septic permits, any blueprints that come along with that, all the inspection reports, the food safety records also. So we have food permits, our establishments, and then the inspections that go along with that. And then we'll also be digitizing the vital records like birth certificates and death certificates as well. And that's all the old paper records that we're going to be converting to digital. This will be extremely beneficial in our work to implement GIS in the health department. So Lucas here, our technology administrator, he is now been trained in the GIS. So this enables us to give a visual representation of any of the information that we can create layers throughout the, like the overlays. So he can input, you may find where a septic tank may be that. In addition to all of that, we've updated our website. We now have user-friendly educational material. The whole website is very user-friendly, a lot of updates. You can make scheduled appointments if you want to come and get a vaccine or get a blood draw. You can schedule an appointment with the clinic. You can also submit any complaints online. And so the complaints you may get, if you want to submit an environmental complaint or a food inspection complaint, we can also take now tattoo, body piercing, microblading, and eyelash parlor complaints as well. So our staff in the environmental inspection, they can now inspect those parlors. And then, of course, we have our social media engagement and just a little excitement. We now have 141 new followers. We've got over 176 new posts, and we are getting community engagement. So this was our 90-day insight. We thought we'd share that. Other health department updates, we have been approved for the 2024 cycle of the HFI positions. Myself was one of them, Lucas was one. We are currently hiring 3 school liaisons, a public health nurse, a TB case manager, lead risk assessor, medical billing specialist, 2 additional food inspectors, and a vital record clerk. Some of the projects and some that I mentioned that we're currently working on is the mobile clinic, the STI clinic that we're going to be implementing on site where we'll be able to test and treat STI, and our digitizing of the department records. So Dr. Bobby Lala gave an overview of the Health First Indiana initiative. So this is kind of an overview or refresher, but last year commissioners signaled their commitment to making Lake County a healthier place to live and work when they opted in to receive our enhanced public health funding. So with this came $4.8 million for the 2024 to focus on improving the health and safety of the community through the Health First Indiana initiative. So this positions the health department to work and collaborate with local community partners and organizations so that we can improve the health and safety of the community. With that comes I don't want to say maybe standardized, but some core services that the state recommends. The purpose of the Health First Indiana initiative is that you are able to get access to core public health services across the state. No matter what county you go to, you should be able to access the same core public services. And so with that, it's broken down in preventative core services and regulatory core services. And the preventative services that you see here, 60% of the funding that we received should be spent on these particular services. So here you'll find communicable disease prevention and control, student health, vital records, TB case management, to name a few. Also chronic disease prevention, trauma and injury. And then the regulatory core services, this is where at least 40% of the funding needs to be spent. And so this would be our food protection or our vector control or our environmental public health, like the sanitary operation of facilities where eyelash extensions are performed, for example. So this is the scorecard as of June 4th. And this is where Lake County measures up to the Indiana rate. So for example, here you'll see the children under 3 years old completing recommended vaccine series. The Indiana state rate is 59.1%. Our county rate is 43%, and that leaves us at 89 ranked out of 92 counties. They did also add the social vulnerability index and the smoking rate during pregnancy. These two were not on there in January. With all of the core public health services and funding, it's recommended that there are key performance indicators or KPIs that we meet. These are the KPIs that we currently meet at the health department, and that's tobacco and vaping prevention. And we meet that through a shared partnership with the Lake County Tobacco Coalition. Our emergency preparedness KPI, we have now an all hazards plan. The immunization we meet, and that is by providing off-site and after-hour clinics through our partnership with Immunization Coalition. Infectious disease prevention and control, our public health nurses respond and report out cases. They respond within 24 hours and they report out their cases within 48 hours, and they're well into the KPI. So they're very good with that. Food protection, having a standard operating procedure in place to reflect the new code, and we are onboarding 2 additional inspectors, as I mentioned previously. Our environmental public health, as of July, all inspectors are trained and able to respond to tattoo, body piercing, microblading, and eyelash parlors on top of their already inspections that they do, like the water, soil, septic, all that stuff. So here's just a little bit of some insight to the health department. Our emergency preparedness team, again, they have now the all hazards plan. They give presentations to staff members. This is where they did a presentation to the new staff members. Myself was included, Lucas. Our Immunization Coalition partnership, we started this in January. Our first clinic offsite was February. We had one in March, May, July, and August. So you'll see the numbers here where people are coming. We're going into the communities like the Jean Shepherd Center or the River Park View in Lake Station. We've received 2 awards for vaccine efforts throughout the county with our partnership with the coalition. So we're continuing the partnership, and we have 3 additional sites for the rest of the year for 2024, and we're working on our 2025. So here in September 19th, you'll see we're at the Lowell Library. October 24th, we're booked at the Hammond Sportsplex. November 20th, the Gene Shepherd Center. And as I mentioned, the KPIs, so part of my role is to insert the data that I receive from our partnerships or any metrics from any of the programs or services that we provide using the Health First Indiana funding. So it's done biannually so far. So I've entered it. And as of January, you'll see that we were ranked number 90 in the vaccine efforts. So the children receiving recommended vaccine series under 3, we ranked in January at 90 out of 92 counties. And then you'll see as of June 4th, we now rank 89. So we're on the up and up.
Okay.
Infectious disease, we have a partnership with the Aliveness Project. Charles Johnson came to the health department and we invited Dr. Forgy to provide education and collaborate on ways that we can spread education and preventative measures to the community, and also give the Lake County Jail educational material as well. 2 of our staff members at the health department have been trained to provide rapid HIV, Hep C, and STI testing and consultation. This will be most helpful once we start up the STI clinic. The public health nurses were trained in phlebotomy to provide testing and case management for tuberculosis, and now we can treat for latent TB infections. The statewide key performance indicators, or the KPIs that are in process, we have maternal and child health, chronic disease prevention, school health, lead screening and case management, referrals to clinical care, TB case management, vital records, trauma and injury prevention, and fatality review. So these are either almost complete or in process, rather. So in some of the ways that we're meeting these KPIs are partnering again with the community-based organizations. In school health, again, we're hiring the 3 school liaisons. And trauma and injury prevention, we've identified that unintentional falls, traumatic brain injuries, and unintentional poisoning is our leading cause of trauma and injury. So with that, we're partnering with community-based organizations again. And in fatality review, we've identified that drug overdose and suicide is a leading cause of our fatality in Lake County. And we are waiting to implement a naloxone program to reduce that as well.
What kind of program?
Naloxone. So some of the contracts that have already been approved by the Board of Health, we have 2 with Purdue Extension. One is called A Matter of Balance, and that is a trauma and injury prevention. So it's fall related. So as going back to our metrics or the KPI, falls, unintentional falls are a big source. So having partnerships like this program, hopefully that will help alleviate some of that.
Is that among a certain age group?
I'd have to look at the specifics of it. It's broken down. I just have to request that. The Heart Smart program is chronic disease prevention. Then we have the St. John Fire Department with their community risk reduction and mobile integrated health. And the KPIs that they meet in their program is chronic disease prevention, trauma and injury prevention, maternal and child health, fatality review, school health, immunizations, and access and linkage to care. The final applications that are pending Board of Health review, we have with the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana to provide infant and maternal pantry packs, mental health pantry packs, and installing refrigerated lockers on site at the health department so that anybody at any time could go after hours or after work and access their food. The food bank would the customer would put in the order with the food bank would fill that and put it in the locker, and then the customer would come and pick up their locker, pick up their food pantry pack once it's ready. Indiana University School of Medicine to provide health screenings and referral to clinical care. And then our potential partnership with Mental Health America for a safe sleep program and a gun safety. And that concludes our presentation.
All right, very good, thank you. Thank you. I had one question regarding the reporting on businesses. Can they do that anonymously? Do you know what they do? Okay.
If you're doing it online, I'm sure you probably have to send it via email or something, but someone can call you or drop their paper, basically saying that they want to submit it, and definitely they can submit it.
Right, thank you. Anyone have any questions?
Madam President,
Madam President,
I'll defer to Charlie. Go ahead.
yes, I'd like to know about those employment opportunities. How would one know where to apply and what are the qualifications for those 4 or 5 positions?
He wants to know, how will you advertise the positions that are available and the qualifications? He wants to know the qualifications.
The positions are being advertised on the Lake County website through the human resources, as well as they are being placed on Indeed, any of the positions. And we have been actually getting a good number of applications for various positions, if that was the question. And if the question was along the lines of how are we actually advertising the HFI funding availability, actually, all that information is available on our Lake County Health Department website. We have a very nice website now, so we would encourage all of you to please visit. This is a little bit of a shorter version of the presentation. We have actually a much more detailed information regarding the HFI funding, along with a slideshow on our Health Department website, as well as we also give out the information as to how people can apply to get the fund. That is the main thing. As well as what particular key performance indicators they have to meet to receive the funding. So, and once they submit the application to us, then we review the application process. And then if we feel that it meets the KPIs, then it is submitted, it is brought at our health board, Board of Health, and then, they vote after they are satisfied with the information and the applicant. And we proceed forward with the services.
Okay. Now, on the mobile clinic, how would one know when and where the mobile clinic will be stationed?
So for now, the mobile clinic is in the final stages of getting approved. And once it's all ready to go, then what we will do is we will make sure that we place the site where it's going to be visiting on the calendar on our website, as well as we have various social media right now presence, including Facebook and Instagram and X, I believe. I haven't been there, but so it is going to be on a calendar, and the calendar will be updated on a weekly basis. That way people would be able to know if it is coming into their community. And people are welcome to request us as well. Schools are welcome to request during the immunization or during the school enrollment period for us to be on site to help with immunizations, and we'll be happy to do that as well.
Okay. One final question, Madam President.
Yes.
On the issue of getting a birth certificate or death certificate, and I heard the person giving the presentation said that someone who are now living in California could call in, and that was just an example, I understand. But what protections are in there that I have died and now I'm reborn because someone wants to use my information to get a birth certificate and start Charlie Brown all over again?
So I'm assuming you're asking about the identity verification. So this particular company which we are working with is called Vital Check. And the good news is Vital Check has been working in collaboration with the Indiana State Department of Health for the past few years. So then I think they have various questions as well as certificates that they need to submit, and before they are certain. in making sure that it is being requested by the correct people, as well as only after they pass all the security questions as well as the information, then only the certificate will be issued.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Any other questions?
Madam President?
Yes.
A couple of them. First one is, I was seeing in your core services slide, and could I get a copy of this email to me?
I was going to
Because
suggest that. it be sent.
there's a lot of information here and I want to be able to digest it. But in the core services slide, it says you can get, when it was presented, these services throughout the state of Indiana. Is there a residency requirement to this? Like, do you have to show that you're an Indiana resident to access these different types of core services?
I think core services per se are more for the community, right? I mean, like, so most of those are like, educational programs and all. So if you're asking if people are requesting any immunization, like a particular core service, like immunizations and all, typically we ask for an identification when they come to the, or some form of an ID when they come to the. However, as far as the immunization is concerned, we usually do not refuse, even if they are from out of state.
Yeah, it was a question I asked when this was first presented, from the standpoint of a taxpayer, is if it's an Indiana taxpayer initiative, then it should be Indiana taxpayers benefiting from it. That's just the reason I asked that question,
Absolutely.
is if there was some kind of residency. The other questions are the contracts that were you put up there. There were only 2 listed. How are those contracts let, and why is there only the St. John Fire Department on board with
We have
this?
3 contracts right now. We have 2 from Bldg University, as well as we have one from the St. John Fire Department. Well, to be honest, I think the application process is a little bit very detailed. It's kind of really laborious, and it's going back and forth in terms of legally also making sure that they meet the requirements, because we need to be certain that everybody is meeting their KPIs. And also because it's the beginning, right? So we are still in the process of trying to figure out how to do it. However, I'm planning to make it a little easier and quicker to get through these. So what happens is, actually, some of these applicants have been waiting more than 6 months or even 8 months to get these things done. However, we have been working, and they have submitted the applications and they have been reviewed. Then they come back to us after it's been reviewed by the legal or a lawyer who represents the health department. And then we review, and then we present it to our board of health. Then they basically review, ask all the appropriate questions. Then they have to vote. Then we have to submit to the next step would be to the commissioners. Then they have to approve it. And I believe then it has to be advertised for 30 days. It's a pretty rigorous process. And then again, we would like many more applicants to be there, but not everyone qualifies to receive the funding, and we have to make sure it.
Is there an RFP process or something like that, or a request for proposals, something that kind of puts it out to the broader community? Hey, we can contract with this Department of Health, or is it just insiders that might know that, hey, there's an opportunity here?
That's a very good question, right? We are, again, trying to put the word out. I think a lot of people who probably are submitting this application are the people who are aware of grant process, who are aware of the HFI funding. However, we are doing our best to put it out into the broader community, and hence the reason why we are trying to put it on the social media, and as well as our website and all, which is constantly being updated. And then people hear through the word of mouth, and then we have Bldg University as well as Indiana University. And the other thing also, sometimes it's easier for us to collaborate with existing universities kind of thing and all. However, the grant or the opportunities are open to the entire community as long as they meet the guidelines.
Okay, thank you. And one final question. How have your meetings been going? We talked about that here with Nick, about the regularly scheduled, properly advertised health board meetings. Are they going well? Are we getting good dialogue there? When was your last one?
We have one tomorrow.
Okay.
Morning, and then the last one was we had called more of an emergency meeting because we need to get some of the applicants approved. That was in August, about a month ago. So, and before that, it was in June.
All right. Thank you very much, Doctor.
All right. Any further questions? Okay. Thank you. Appreciate the presentation. Keep up the good work. I know, all right, any public comments?
Madam Chair, before you go to public comment, there was an item that was sent to me by Scott. That was a request by the commissioners. Could we turn the floor over to Scott real quick? You sent an item to me about Dwayne Alvinson.
For the budget?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that to be on the September 17th hearing or today?
September.
If we want to handle it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. I didn't want to not acknowledge that. But thank you.
Okay. Any public comment? Any public comment? All right, let's call for public comment. Anything, any of my council members have anything to say?
We're good here.
I have. Go ahead.
Oh,
You got a
come
public
on.
comment?
Come up to the mic and state your name, please.
I know the drill.
Yes.
Barbara Cotellis from Hobart. I didn't know that the greenhouse presentation was happening today and the health board presentation, but I just want to say, first of all, I want to thank you all for appointing Dr. Cindy Hess to the health board. You know, there's a requirement to have an almost balance of Republicans and Democrats on there. It's still necessary to get another Republican, but you did your part. The county council was able to appoint one person, so thank you. I'm a big fan of the greenhouse project. Getting people out of an urban environment and into a country environment or back to the earth can be really beneficial to help people meditate. And I think that these people that are in correctional facilities, maybe they've never meditated before, never really thought deeply about why they're there and have never been out in nature. I mean, there's a big difference between an urban and a country. Country. Environment. So I think there's benefits to that you can't really put a price on, you know. So, but I know we must, but anyway. All right, as far as the health department, what I heard here today and what I've heard before from them, a lot of it appears to be a duplication of what's already out there. For instance, I recently got a birth certificate. I just contacted the county, Cook County in Chicago, emailed my information, and I got one back in 2 weeks. I mean, you were always able to do that with the Lake County Health Board. It's not new. Another thing they mentioned, a translator. Okay, there are a lot of apps on phones to do translation these days. I mean, I've used them myself. That's not really new. But anyway, what I really want to talk about is that the health board is going to be getting another infusion of money. They got, I heard it was 6 million, but maybe it's 4.5, 9 million upcoming.
2025.
Yeah, okay, thank you. All right. I just want to remind you that you're releasing taxpayer funds to an organization that has tried to shut the taxpayer out in so many ways. For a long time, I tried to email them. You type your long email and then boom, it goes to a do not reply account. And they've known about it. I don't know if it's fixed yet, but it was going on for a long time. In a couple of ways, they violated the Indiana open door law. And we know about this because we stated it before. They will not release minutes from their meetings from 2020 till 2024. Recently, they did list some meeting dates on their website, but then they removed them. And then we found out they had another meeting on a 48-hour notice. That was the August meeting. Then they put the dates up again, and they put minutes for the June and August meeting. But then they took them down after a couple days, but I screenshot them. And these minutes didn't say what board members were present. It didn't list a roll call vote for any of the motions. That's in violation of the Indiana Open Door law as well. So then I'll just end by going back to 3 questions that I think are kind of important. The director, or shall we say the administrator of the health board, is that a full-time or part-time job? That's something we've been wanting to know. I mean, it's a benign question, I think. And the public health officer, is that a full-time or part-time position? Would really like to know that information. How did the taxpayer pay back another 25% of that original, I think it was 4.5 or 5 million. How did that get paid back? Because the taxpayers have to pay that to the state.
I don't understand the question. I don't know what money you're talking about.
SEA
You can go
for,
ahead. I'm sorry,
okay.
I don't interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? SEA 4?
I know about SCA 4, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll Xerox the parts of it that I'm referring to. Okay. And then finally, the health board is appointed. There's no elections there. The director is not elected. The public health officer is not elected. Who has oversight of the health board? Do they? Okay. Okay, they have oversight too, right? Okay, thank you, because that's a question Porter County's.
In charge of decisions. But the commissioners, everybody's a commissioner's employee.
Of the health department.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Okay. All right, thank you. That's all I have.
Madam Chair, the 2 positions at the health department that you mentioned are paid full-time, so I don't know the direction of the question. They are full-time positions.
Thank you.
Meaning that they pay 40 hours a week, they work up to 40 hours a week and they get benefits. Now, I don't know what part of full-time you were looking at, but they do receive 40-hour a week in benefits.
Right. And some of the
Okay.
things that you said that have been in existence, it's like online, that maybe in other counties and cities, but this is new for us. Because I know you cannot currently, or maybe you can now, I don't know if it's implemented yet, but you can't go online and get a copy of a birth certificate. You have to go in person.
Right.
So this is new for us. This is innovative.
Okay, I didn't know
This
that.
is new for us. This
Okay.
extra funding is providing these services, so. good.
Okay, the reason I asked the question about part-time and full-time, Dr. Vavilala has a full-time practice. It's listed. I found it on the internet, 8 to 5 in Crown Point. I mean, is that?
She's not practicing doctor.
I had a full-time job too, till I retired. I think most everybody up here has a full-time job. Commissioners have, you can't live off of the salaries, and so that's not against the rules. You work full-time jobs to fill these positions. There's nothing prohibiting you from being your salaried employee. You maybe work 60 hours one week, 30 hours the next, who knows, but you know how that goes with salary. But
Well,
the thing is that you're not prohibited. Everyone, even a mayor in Hobart can work a part-time job. They can have a second job. There's nothing prohibiting you from having working 2 jobs. I worked 2 jobs, matter of fact, 3 jobs most of my entire life. So.
As long as it's not 2 county jobs.
No, I never worked I never worked for county government other than as an elected official. They don't pay well.
I don't know. It just seems how can you be in 2 places at the same time?
Well, you don't know that she isn't, obviously.
No, we don't.
that.
Okay,
No one can
thank
do
you.
that.
Thank you.
All right, any other public comment? Any comments from the council members?
Madam Chair, I have a couple things.
Yes.
So last week in my district, there was a stabbing that took place, and whenever something like that happens, it can kind of set off a chain reaction of panic and misinformation out there. And Ray, I wanted to ask you a question. One of the things that has been circulated on various sources is that Lake County is a sanctuary county, which I have rebutted on numerous occasions, but there's no ordinance on record, is there?
There's not.
Okay.
That that doesn't mean you have certain cities that. have
Correct.
passed ordinances.
Yeah, and those cities have repealed those ordinances. But these are questions I get, right? It's stuff that comes to me.
We never had one.
You're right. So also, just a statement on that stabbing is, the stabbing of the young teenage girl in Lowell by a suspect tied to the MS-13 gang is a wake-up call for all of us. My prayers are with her and her family, as well as hope for her full recovery. We must come together to support them in this difficult time. Also want to extend my deepest gratitude to the Lake County Sheriff's Department and all law enforcement agencies involved in apprehending the suspect before more harm could be done. And they really did an incredible job at tracking this guy and apprehending him. I was very pleased to see the cooperation. Their work to keep our community safe is nothing short of heroic. This tragedy highlights a broader issue. We cannot continue to allow dangerous criminals like this into our communities. The safety of our families and neighborhoods must be our top priority. What happened in Lowell is not an isolated incident. It's part of a larger pattern of violence that's straining our law enforcement resources and placing an immense financial burden on taxpayers. It's time we take real action, protect our communities, and secure our country. So this statement is one that, again, I get a lot of outreach from constituents in the 7th District that feel like they feel the pressure on every community is ramping up all over the district, all over my district, all over the county. So wanted to just make sure that that statement was set on the record and give my condolences and prayers to the family, but also the appreciation to the law enforcement agencies that came together to make sure that this dangerous criminal was apprehended. Thank you.
Great. Maybe I could have just one thing, almost like public comment. I started out a prosecutor right out of law school, doing felony work for 4 years, and then got into the private practice. And I've represented gang members. The MS-13 the gang is very special. Very, very, when I say they're very bad, I don't know how I'm not going to bore you with examples, but they're very bad.
A driver of mine was a witness to that incident, and I don't think you can properly report the feeling of panic in the crowd right at that moment. He described it to me. It was pretty horrific, and it just brings to light, the importance of well-funded, well-staffed public safety agencies, but continued diligence on the part of everyone to root some of this out.
Madam Chair, I just want to, we got to get out of here. We've been here way too long. But I just want to say with this, I seen on Facebook too much bullshit out there too, and too much posturing. I prefer to leave it to the law enforcement officer to say, this is the facts in the case. This is what happened. We start panic when we start talking about these bad gangs, and these are terrible killers. That's what these people are. They're killers. I want to make sure, I've heard rumors that we've had a foothold of these gang members in Northwest Indiana. Then I get a text, I get a post from the Sheriff's Department saying that's BS, it's not existent. It's people just, everybody's a know-it-all, right? So I just want to be so careful, let everybody know that, we be mindful of everything that's going on around you, but let's wait for our professional. Our Sheriff's Department is Councilman Niemeyer says, done an excellent job, but I don't want to add fuel to a fire if it doesn't exist. If this person who I heard he caught a train from Denver and somehow ended up in Lowell, I don't even know if that's true. I really don't. But maybe someday we'll find out what exactly motivated him to attack that little girl for apparently arbitrarily no reason other than being crazy.
And I wanted to make that public statement also, Ted, is to kind of put some of this to bed. I've had a lot of people reach out to me saying, what the hell's the county doing? A sanctuary county, because there was a page on a website that made that statement, and it's a bunch of BS. It's a bunch of BS, and it was something I wanted to make sure that we had on the record.
I appreciate it too, because we don't need to scare people.
Yeah, we don't. All right, motion to adjourn?
Don't move.
Second?
Second.
Thank you.
Favor? All?
All right.